Hey, what's going on, everyone? Appreciate y'all coming here and checking out this Fallout 76 video. This is going to be a fun and interesting one. We're going to be diving into what Bethesda just recently announced at QuakeCon. At literally the very end of their segment at QuakeCon. They announced this, in case you haven't seen it.
Well, hold on. We're not done.
What are you talking
We've
about?
got one more thing.
What do you mean we have one more thing, John?
So listen. We've talked about Milepost Zero, right? The update coming out soon. We know playable ghouls are returning, coming out early next year. You want me to get on with it, don't you? So what's coming in between? There's got to be something. Fellow adventurers, I want you to get those pit boys out, just like this. Get those pit boys out because the wasteland hasn't seen anything this hot since the bombs dropped. Here's a sneak peek at the update coming out this December. The Gleaming Depths. Depths.
Intruders detected.
Yeah. I mean, can you believe that this giant freaking snake is going to be coming into the game? And oddly enough, this appeared first as a Magic the Gathering card. This was a Fallout card. Pretty unusual. As you can see, it states here. It's from the expansion Magic the Gathering Fallout. It states on the card text, which may be something similar to how we fight it, but it says, if one or more counters would be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many plus one of each of those kinds of counters are put on that permanent instead. If you would get one or more counters, you get that many plus one of each of those kinds of counters instead. I don't know. Unusual, right, though, that this snake from Fallout appeared first in Magic the Gathering. I'm sure we'll learn more about this when it officially releases within the raid. And I have got confirmation that this will be involved with a raid that we're going to be getting in the future from some data miners, some credible data miners, such as Duchess Flame and Sugar Bombs Rads. Also, here are some icons that will be a part of this new raid that we're going to be getting, which this was data mined from Sugar Bombs Rads. He provided me with this information. I'll have a link down below in the description to his Twitter. Feel free to check him out. He helps provide a lot of future content that's going to be coming into the game. This is going to be the only thing that I'll show you that was data mined from him in this video. One of these will be for public team rating. They will have that in the game. So in case you don't know what I'm talking about, if you go to social here and you could start a team up, yeah, we'll be able to start a raid team up eventually. And come to find out, the location of where we're going to be entering this raid has been discovered in the PTS. At the moment, we can't venture in the raid and check out the things they're adding in it, or if there's going to be any puzzles or anything. But we can see the entrance and where it'll be located at. At this location next to Striker Row, this Fisher site here, they turned this Fisher site into the raid location. The raid entrance. This is on the PTS once again, so if you try to go find this right now, you won't see it in the original game. This is in the public test server. But yeah, down here, they have added the entrance to the raid. You will probably see this once they release the Milepost Zero update. I will say that they did mention that's going to be coming out September 3rd, so not too far from now. That's going to be adding even more content for us. But yeah, sometime in December, they're adding these raids, and this will be the entrance to one. Check this out. This is insane. And I got some more good news about what these raids are going to be benefiting us with. It seems like they are going to be involved with 4-star and 5-star legendaries, because as you can see here within this crafting tutorial header that was recently data mined, it shows someone carrying Ultrasight and then taking it to upgrade, it seems like, to a 4-star legendary. Maybe this is just for 4 stars, or it could be for 5s as well. But yeah, what I'm getting from this is it seems like the raids are going to help us get these crystals, because as you can see, it is filled with crystals here. These ultrasight crystals, I'm assuming. That's what's powering the snake down here. And once we get through the raid, we're going to be getting these crystals, probably a certain amount of them, like they've done in the past with previous raids, except we didn't get crystals. We got like Vault Steel or something like that. But yeah, now we're going to be grinding for these crystals, and that's how we're going to be upgrading our weapons to be even more powerful. I'm sure there's going to be even more things besides just getting these ultrasight crystals to upgrade our weapons. I'm sure there's going to be like unique camp items, unique weapons, unique armor. They're going to go all out with this. And if things go right, honestly, I think this is going to be something that'll bring back a lot of players. At least this will get me more engaged with the game, because, you know, fighting the Scorched Beast Queen over and over, and Earl, and, you know, the Ultrasight Titan and Imposter Sheep Squatch is fun and all, and it's nice reaping the rewards, but after a while, you know, it seems too easy to be real, because I am at the end game and it's just starting to feel easy. This is, I think, going to be a great addition to it. It's going to, you know, give us something to dive into and have fun. This is going to be a beefed up thing. At least that's what it seems like from the developers themselves at QuakeCon. As you can see, they kind of hinted at it here about us needing more challenges. Check this out.
Going back a little bit, we talked a little bit about balancing. So 4 and 5-star legendaries, we talked about that a long time ago and then stopped. Was the reason that was maybe dropped or postponed is because of balancing issues, and it's kind of like you're throwing gasoline on a fire?
There's 3 or 4 things that kind of factor into that. One, timing. At that time, we didn't have enough systems in the game or enough events to really kind of feed into that system as well as we wanted it to. Also, the workbench UI and the flow did not work as well as we wanted it to work, so we wanted to go back to the drawing board on that. And then ultimately, we had a number of mods that we had created during that time frame that we just didn't feel were legendary enough. And so it was just kind of like we tabled it, said, hey, let's come back to this when we actually have a lot more utility in the game, or a lot more events and a lot more things that we can make this system actually work into. So yeah.
So that mean we may see them down the road?
Who knows?
Who here has beaten the Scorched Beast Queen? Show your hands. All right. Who here's taken down Earl? Who's done both? And lived to tell the tale. That's amazing. It sounds like you need harder challenges.
No.
And so the idea of expanding that power that players have is certainly something that we talk about every day. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I love the stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So it seems like they want to give us some more challenging things, which, hey, I'm all for. And honestly, if the raids go right, like they have, you know, neat boss mechanics for the bosses that we go up against, they already got the snake looking freaking unique. Like, we haven't had something this unique in a long time. Like, this doesn't look like no reskin from something or anything. This is freaking awesome. It's interesting how this is at a Fisher site. This raid is going to be at a Fisher site. Like, they turned this Fisher site into the entrance. And I figured out this Fisher site is called Fisher Site Omega. There's a bunch of different Fisher sites around, as you may know. I've actually made a video a long time ago nuking all of the closed Fisher sites. There's a bunch of closed Fisher sites around in the game too. I'll go ahead and pull up the wiki here. Alright, so I'm in the Fallout wiki here about Fisher sites, and if I scroll down here, we can find the Ash Heap one. This is one I was just at, northwest of and very close to Striker Row, south of the AMS testing site. This is Fisher Site Omega. Now, as you can see, there's even more Fisher sites. We got Fisher Site Sigma, Fisher Site Omicron, Fisher Site Lambda, you know, Fisher Site Alpha, Beta, Epsilon. I mean, you get it. There's tons of different ones. You know, the Fisher Site Prime too, of course. That's what spawns the Scorched Beast Queen. But why I'm even bringing this up and why it's got me pretty excited, this could be the beginning of a new thing they could continue to roll out. They could just open up other Fisher sites, a few others possibly, and like inside these Fisher sites are extremely mutated, insanely powerful creatures, like with this giant snake we're going to be fighting down here. And it even looked like a robot was a part of this new raid or something as well. Also, something else I wanted to throw out in this video that was data mined from Sugar Bomb's Rads. As some of you may know, the Sanctuary Hills look-alike shelter just recently came out, the Triumph Terrace housing development shelter. And yeah, it looks dead on the beginning of Fallout 4 at this neighborhood. And one of the complaints was there wasn't enough variety with the track house. We can only place one in the shelter in Sanctuary Hills, and a lot of people wanted to, make a small little town inside this shelter. Well, it seems that Bethesda is going to be releasing a building kit for the track house, as you can see. And it does seem like there's going to be a red and blue variant of the camp kit. This will be something that we can purchase from the Atomic Shop in the future. So yeah, stay tuned for this. This will be coming out. But yeah, I guess I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. Hope you all found this enjoyable and informative. Would love to know your guys' thoughts about all this. I'm out of here though. As always, most importantly, appreciate you all taking the time watching and listening. Until next time, peace.